Hey guys, welcome back to Exit Corners. So, a quick summary of what happened last time. So, one of the things that we found out was that Ink texted Sean about the time, and it's currently 1 p.m. as of episode 6, and he says that 2 hours have passed. So, he woke up around 11 a.m. So, I'm guessing the deadline of 24 hours would be 11 a.m. the next day of the 19th. And we also cleared up that scent is actually not one of them. So we got that I suppose cleared up. But I'm not putting this whole suspicion off yet because Liza did bring up that one of them could be an accomplice. So set so they could be possibly accomplice, maybe. And they also found that the riddles had been slowly evolving into more like logic puzzles. So that's also kind of interesting to know. Let's see. We also found out Ray's last name is Nandon. So we have a full name for him now. Nothing on Bev. Liza is 18 years old. We did deduce that that scent is actually live and not recorded because in our conversation with Liza, she said that she heard hello contestant instead of hello contestants with plural. So that's how we figured out that scent is actually live. And we think she might be hiding something else about the elevator ride that we don't know yet. And yeah, so we confronted Scent by like having a whole punch out with Ether. And so we think that there's something to be gained from him hiding the fact that he's actually live. We don't know what, but and so we know that he's watching us through like hidden cameras somewhere in the hallways. And Lisa also started bleeding, same as Ink before. So we know that it's not related now since it just happens randomly to certain people sometimes. So yeah, bleeding. And yeah, that's it. And now we're starting chapter 8. Exit? Question mark? Previously on Exit Corners. We're fine. Don't touch me. Liza had wasted no time running to the far end of the room the moment she began coughing up blood. Okay, good, they're reacting. Liza, don't be. Just go. I'll meet up with you guys in a few minutes. Don't be stupid, girl. Let me have a look at you. I can take care of myself, thanks. Something as ghastly as this needs immediate medical attention. Just give her a few minutes. See if this clears up on its own. Whatever her problem is, she probably knows more about it than you. I've spent my entire life tending to the sick and injured, Ink. It's in the girl's best interest that I have a look at her. Oh, so you're a doctor? Nurse. I'm no diagnostician. But if you work at a hospital for a few decades, you tend to pick up a few things. Yeah, nurses are pretty good, yeah. So, Liza, I'll ask one last time. Please come over here and allow me to take a look at you. Finally, much to Ink's surprise, Liza cooperated. She hung her head low and remained silent as she slipped out of the corner. Thank you, dear. Liza did her best to hide her face. Ink couldn't help but notice the blood hanging off her lips. Yeah, why don't you just stare at the bleeding girl some more? That's not creepy at all. Sorry. Flustered, Ink backed off. He turned to leave, but Ether cut him off before he could step through the door. We should go meet up with Ray. Those guys will catch up to us when they're ready. Hey, don't look at me like that. Whatever's wrong with Liza, it's the same thing you had. Yeah. I know you told me to keep quiet about it, but I'm sorry to worry. If the both of you have it, what's to say the rest of us don't? I think we should warn the others about it. Listen, I'm worried too, but telling the others would just cause panic, which is the last thing we need right now. I still think the others have a right to know. It's just a little blood. A little? And who knows? Maybe Liza and I are just allergic to something. Like what? Like, I don't know. Asbestos? This place is pretty old. I'm pretty sure asbestos doesn't work like that. Yeah, they're like carcinogens, right? Well, whatever. We'll be alright. Don't you worry. I'm not going to force you to tell them, but I really think you ought to. I'll think about it, okay? Can we go now? Yeah, I'm actually on Ever's side with this. He should share information. Ever stepped aside, glowering as ink as he slid past her. Whoa. Okay, pretty nice spacious room. A broken dried up fountain acted as the room's centerpiece. The fixture was flanked by a pair of rectangular tables. Pitchers of water, along with a few empty glasses, sat atop each. Ray was at the far end of the room, pacing back and forth. Ink made his way over to him. Have you had a look around yet? Briefly. There's a puzzle on the monitor, and everything's locked, obviously. If we exclude the door we came through, there are a total of 5 other doors in here. 4 colored ones and the big iron one at the far end. I think Sen was supposed to give us a rundown of this room's purpose. At least, until Ink and I scared him off with our little trick. Yeah, he did say something about having to figure out this room on our own. Shit, that's my fault, isn't it? I wouldn't worry about it. Do you know something we don't, Ray? It's pretty easy to figure out how this place works. Just have a look at that huge door back there. Ink gave the door a quick shake, or tried to at least. It didn't so much as creak as he yanked on it. Yeah, it's as heavy as it looks. Even if it were unlocked, I imagine I have trouble getting it open. So is this... It's our ticket out of here, that's what. This is the exit. If we can get through here, we're free. I mean, do you trust it though? Like it says exit, but like, is it actually the exit? Well, it does say exit in big red letters up there, but I can't believe that we've reached the end already. I didn't say that we were finished. This may be the exit, but it won't be opening right away. Is that because of this game's name? Yeah, that's what I figured, at least. Oh yeah, exit corners. 4 colored doors, 1 in each corner. Got it. And the big door has 4 little machine thingies near it. It looks like as though they have slots where you can insert something. Huh, how cute. I've got a hunch we're going to need to visit each corner of the hotel before we can open the exit. I've been trying to make sense of the name for a while, and this is the best explanation I've been able to come up with. Just like some kind of video game, huh? I guess so, if that's how you want to look at it. Anyway, our biggest problem right now is that neither the exit nor any of the 4 doors in the corners seem to want to open. The puzzle seems like an obvious next step. Beth and Liza haven't returned yet. Meh, we'll be fine without them. You ready, Ink? Ready as I'll ever be. Let's figure this thing out. Turn one eye into infinite. Okay, well we don't have Beth this time. Guess we'll have to make like an infinity symbol. Is this it? Alright. Another lame one. Let's just be thankful that we solved it. Are there any of the doors on lockdown? I don't think I heard anything. Don't know. Let's check. Let's try the red one. No dice. The red door is still locked. Any luck with the others? The green one won't open either. Blue door and black door are locked. And the exit is obviously still closed. So the puzzle didn't do shit. You probably missed something. Let's... Ah! What? What is it? Look, the screen changed. Please tell me that isn't what I think it is. Oh, a countdown. Great. 14 hours. It's a timer. Counting down until the 4 elements collapses. There's nothing else it could be. How the hell is our time almost halfway up? There's still plenty of time. That's 14 hours, man. That doesn't make any sense. I asked my contact how much time had elapsed, and he told me that only 2 hours had passed, and that couldn't have been more than an hour ago. That's because I've been counting down since the moment the first contestant woke up, Mr. Greer. Ink watched as the display changed again, the blood red numbers fading away to reveal the shape underneath. You don't mind if I call you Mr. Greer, do you? What do you want? I'm just here to say hello. Hello? Open the doors right now, asshole. Such vulgarity. You know, Ray, you're turning out to be my least favorite contestant. I don't give a shit what you think. Open the doors. Oh, in good time. First, let me have a word with Mr. Greer. And have you know that if you interrupt me again, I will not unlock any of the doors, ever. Part of me will be content with watching you waste away in this chamber for another 14 hours. Excellent. Now, my dear Mr. Greer, how are you holding up? I've been better. Ah, but I'm sure you've been worse. I'm afraid I owe you an apology. What? Yes, well, the way I yelled at you a few moments ago was hardly becoming of a gracious host, and so I am very, very sorry. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. How about this? I'll forgive you if you let the 5 of us go right now. Now, Mr. Greer, you know I can't do that. I can, however, offer you a choice. A choice? Yes, as a reward for being such a clever little shrew. You see, Ray was correct in guessing how this game will progress. There are indeed 4 keys that must be collected in order to open the exit, each tucked away behind one of the colored doors. Originally, I had planned on having you traverse them in a set order. That order will remain a secret. However, as a special treat, I will give you the option to choose which door you like to enter first. Your options are the green door and the red door. Note that you will still need to enter the other rooms eventually. I don't suppose you'd like to tell me what's behind each door? Now where would that fun in that be? If I don't know what's waiting for me, and if we need to complete both routes anyway, then my decision is pretty much meaningless. You don't say. Very well. How about a hint then? A fun little hint for a fun little boy. If you're the type of person that treasures the past, then you should proceed through the green door. However, if you are the type of person that relishes the present, then you should proceed with the red door. Okay, so past is green and present is red. Okay. That isn't much of a clue. Not happy with that one, are you? Let's see if I can't think of another. The green door is the door I want you to pick. Do you seriously think I'm going to fall for that? Fall for what? Please, enlighten me. He's trying to trick me, right? He's using reverse psychology. Or is that what he's expecting me to think? Fuck this. So, have you made up your mind? Do I need to decide right this second? Not at all. Please take as long as you like. Simply call my name 3 times once you've made up your mind. I eagerly await your decision. Why is he letting me choose? I don't like this at all. So, thoughts? About the doors? Are you looking for input? Yeah. Do either of you have any idea which door is the right one? There is no right one. We have to do them all eventually, so I doubt it even matters. I don't care which one you choose, as long as you don't take too long deciding. I'm gonna give myself a glass of water. I'm parched. From where? Oh, like from like the table. Okay, I guess. Yeah. There are pitchers of water. Okay. He acts so strangely sometimes. Eva spoke very softly. Ink could scarcely hear her. Yeah. What's with giving me this choice anyway? I feel like he's trying to trick me somehow. I meant Ray, not Scent. Ray? What's so strange about him? I just find it odd how he never seems to get upset over this sort of thing. Where have you been for the last few hours? No offense to Ray, but he yells at someone at least once every 10 minutes. That's just it, though. He only ever seems to get mad at people. I mean, he didn't even flinch when he saw that almost half of our time had elapsed. And Scent. Ray never got angry at him until we figured out that he was watching us in real time. He used to carefully listen to his messages, and now he goes ballistic every time Scent shows his face. Hmm. That's because yelling at an inanimate object is a waste of breath. Come on, Aoife, you're smarter than that. Ink was surprised that Ray had been able to hear Aoife from so far away. Flustered, the young woman voted under Ray's stare. Yeah, that's... I see Aoife's point, but also... Yeah. It does make sense. Like, I think that's a good explanation for why he did that. It was just an observation. I'm sorry. I probably should have kept my mouth shut. A few months of schooling doesn't make you false. I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. There's this part of me that wants to, figure people out. Figure people out? Are you being serious right now? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. She's curious, that's all. It's not the curiosity that bothers me. It's the assumption that people can be figured out at all. You love this kind of thing, don't you, Aoife? You love analyzing people. You love making correlations between someone's behavior and what movies they watched as a kid. That's why you chose psych as your major, isn't it? It interests me, that's all. I want to learn to understand people. Thought so. In that case, allow me to offer you a little piece of advice. Give up. Give up? What you're trying to learn is impossible. If you think your psych course is actually going to help you understand how other people think, you're going to be disappointed. You ought to drop out and do something useful with your life while you have the chance. Hey, who are you to tell other people how to live their lives? I'm just trying to help her out, man. I mean, it is her passion, but I see his point about, like, employment. Yeah. It's okay, Ink. And Ray, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know I'm right about all this. Go learn some practical skills and join the workforce. Don't listen to him either. I think it's great that you're studying psych. It's a super cool field. Ray doesn't know the first thing about your program or how useful it is. I think he does. He went to your school, remember? That'd be where you're wrong. Am I? Unless you took psych courses at Bellbridge, you don't have any place to talk. Fun fact, when I was at Bellbridge U, I was taking a 220% workload. I was aiming to minor in psych. Oh, same. Maybe a few other things, on top of my computer science major. 220% workload? This guy? There's no way. You were taking psych classes at Bellbridge? Why? For the same reasons you are. I wanted to know how people worked. See? When it came to computers, behavior is easy to predict. If you delve down deep enough, everything is just binary. On or off, yes or no. It doesn't get any simpler than that. I enjoy programming because when I give a computer instructions, my commands are followed to the byte. It doesn't stop at computers either. Everything in the universe abides by a simple set of rules if you delve deep enough. You just need to keep breaking things down until it's easy enough to understand. Even something as volatile, formless, and destructive as fire can be controlled if you know how it behaves. But people don't work like that. That's right. You can't just break the human consciousness down to ones and zeros. There's something more than that. Yeah, and I thought that I'd be able to learn more about it by taking some psych courses. I think you wanted to take philosophy. But I couldn't. Nobody can. People aren't things that can be solved. Trying to learn how they think is a crapshoot. In all my time at the university, the only thing I've learned is that it's impossible to truly understand anyone. No matter how much you think you know someone, you don't. Cynical as it is, I think I'd have to agree with him. I don't think that's right. Sure, it may be impossible to perfectly understand how someone thinks, but I think that's what makes psychology so important. You can always understand someone better, you know? You're a pretty interesting girl, Aoife. It's a shame that you're going to learn about people the hard way. Liza and Beth had finally returned from the neighboring room. They brought with them some relief. Not only did they interrupt a conversation that Ink was eager to cut short, but it appeared that Liza had recovered from whatever had been ailing her. Liza, are you alright? Yeah, goodness you, or whatever. Her bleeding and coughing had slowed down a bit by the time I examined her. Whatever it was, it eventually stopped on its own. You weren't able to identify what it was? I'm afraid not. I pray it was just a one-time affair, but given how strange today has been, who knows what it could have been. In any case, I'm going to be keeping an eye on her. Good call, Liza. You let Beth know if you start to feel sick again. I don't need to be babysat, okay? The Gemini's telltale tone rang through the air. Oh, that's Sean. Hey, Aoife? Yes? Could you fill Beth and Liza in on what they missed while I message Sean? Sure, I guess now would be a good time to take a small break. I'd appreciate that. The heated room earlier certainly took its toll on me. Yeah, and you burn your hand too. Alright, Sean, tell me what you found. Tell me you found something useful. Okay. Inkaroni, you still alive? Please don't call me that. How are things going along? I finally managed to break into your room. Had to open your window from the outside. I've had to look around. And? Anything useful? As a matter of fact, yeah. Say, Ink, you're a pretty tidy guy, right? I'll say so. Why? There's a bit of a mess in there. Your bedsheets are sprawled everywhere, and there are a few things that have been knocked over between your room and the front door. Whoever it was entered and left through the front door. What's weird though is that there are no signs of forced entry. Wow, look at Mr. Detective over here. Hey, you're the one who asked me to investigate. Don't be such a butt. I guess I was abducted while I was sleeping. That's probably why I can't remember anything. I guess so. They also must have had the key to your place. You don't have any spares floating around, do you? Not that I know of. I don't know what to tell you then. There doesn't seem to have been anything that was left behind. I mean, they lived in the dorms, so there could be spares, like, somewhere. Yeah, for sure. Sorry. It's fine. I don't know what I was even expecting. Is there anything else you need me to look into? I don't know. There isn't anything to go off of. I'm out of ideas. Well, I can sit tight for a while and look around your room some more. Text me when you think of something. Yeah, whatever. We'll go with that. Anyway, talk to you later. Ciao. Ink sighed. Thankful as he was that Sean was trying to help, he knew that his friend could not truly aid him. He looked about the room. Aside from Ray, the other contestants appeared to have taken a page from Ink's book and were busy messaging their contacts. Even Ray? While he still didn't know what their contact's purpose was, Ink was at least glad to see that they could provide a temporary distraction for some of the contestants. Eva didn't seem quite so thrilled. Her hand hovered over the device, but she refrained from actually typing anything. I should probably ask her if she's alright. Ink was stopped once again by the high-pitched sound of his Gemini. Wait, one more thing. How are the other contestants holding up? What are their contacts doing? I don't know. I haven't really talked to them about it. The one girl's dad is apparently pretty rich, so he's probably shelling out all kinds of money to look for her. Hopefully that leads somewhere. Is that Eva? No, this is another girl named Liza. Ah, that's a relief. Just making sure that Eva girl isn't loaded. All the rich girls I've dated were super clingy. Do not want. Why are you so obsessed with Eva? This is a rare opportunity, Ink. A rare opportunity for what? I see you hooking up with a different girl every other week. Yeah, but I've never saved a girl's life before. Just think about how grateful she'd be. Don't be a creep. Bye. Would I kill him to act serious when my life is in danger? Jeez. Ink stretched his arms wide apart and let out a strained yawn. Exhausted, he saw no wrong in sitting down for a few minutes to regain some strength. Beth and Ray sat on one side of the room. Liza and Eva were seated at the other end. Who should I sit with? Beth and Ray or Liza and Eva? Yeah, let's talk to Eva. Liza and Eva for sure. I'm not really interested in any lectures right now. To Ink's surprise, the girls were already mid-conversation when he arrived at their table. I'm sorry, I usually carry one on me, but all my belongings were taken. Well, that's useless then. Hey, what were you two talking about? Girl stuff. Certainly none of your business. Oh, I guess I picked a bad time to interrupt. Not at all. Why don't you sit down with us, Ink? Ink obliged. I guess I could wait until we stumble across a washroom, of course. There's no guarantee that Santa is that generous. Maybe Ink can help you out, Liza. Help her out? With what? Don't be stupid. Guys don't carry stuff like that on them. Stuff like what? I don't think I can be of much help there. You want, like, it's fine. I'll just use some monitors, or, I'll figure it out. What? Oh? But those are very reflective. She wants a mirror. Alright, so I'm clearly missing something over here. I'm looking for a mirror. You don't have one with you, do you? No, I haven't got one. Sorry. But is the mirror really that important right now? Of course it is. I want to make sure my hair looks acceptable. Seriously? Come on, this isn't the time or the place to be worried about your hair. Just who are you trying to impress? None of us care what your hair looks like. Are her glasses reflective? She could give her I don't know. Yeah, well maybe I care. What would you know about the importance of one's image anyway? please, this is no reason to be fighting. Whatever. For what it's worth, Liza, I think your hair looks fine. Thank you. If either of us comes across a mirror, we'll be sure to let you know. Right, Ink? Sure. Wouldn't hurt, I guess. Well, we aren't going to come across anything if we sit here forever. Right. Is everyone ready to keep going? Yeah, I guess so. Ink's fatigue returned to him the moment he stood up. He wanted nothing more than to sit back down, but he managed to shamble to the monitor instead. Alright, so... Come on out, Sen. I've made my decision. You were supposed to say my name thrice, or have you forgotten? Oh, give me a break. I let it slide this time. So my wonderful Ink, which door would you prefer? Okay, I've got to try to remember what he said. If I treasure the past, I should pick the green door. But if I treasure the present, I should pick the red door. And according to him, the green door is the one he wants me to pick. The decision is... So I think the red door is all the way to the left, so I want to go in like chronological order. So I think I'm going to go with the red door. Oh, Ink refuses to listen? Why is that red? Sure. Oh, he doesn't want... Oh, I can't even pick this. Okay. That's kind of ominous. The green door then. Interesting. Okay. So, chapter 9. Once a cheater. Always a cheater? Is that what it's supposed to be? And who are we referring to? Previously, you can skip the recap because we just played the previous one. So, my wonderful Ink, what is your decision? My decision is the green door. Green, you say? Are you sure about that? Ink was not, because I wanted to pick the red door, but the game said no. Ink's gut was telling him to pick the green door, but he almost changed his answer at the last second. Something at the back of his mind had told him to pick the red door. But why? With a sigh, Ink did his best to ignore the doubt creeping into his head. Yeah, sure. Very well, I've opened the way. So now what? Now you go through the door. Or you could die. And gone. The green door, huh? Is something wrong, my dear? Was that really the right choice? I can't help but feel Ink's been tricked, somehow. There's no way of knowing that, I'm afraid. Sense said that we'll need to do both eventually, so it might not even matter. Come on, yeah, come now. Wait, what is it? I think one of us should stay here. Why? To keep watch or something? I'm not sure what that would accomplish. She's scared. I am not scared. I never said it was me who should stay behind. But you were about to. I can see it in your eyes. You want to stay in this room where it's safe. You want to sit on your ass and stare at your Gemini and cry out for your mommy or daddy. Don't put words in my mouth. I can see it in your eyes. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Oh, and my mother is dead, prick. Stay here if you want. I don't care either way. With that, Ray was the first to step through the green door. He always is most of the time. The remaining contestants approached Liza. You can stay behind if you want. I don't think leaving someone behind will do any good. So, I mean, part of me wants to say that she can stay behind because she doesn't really contribute anyway, but we do have to know more about her, so let's just go with that. I don't think leaving someone behind would do any good. We'll need everyone's help if we want to get out of here as fast as possible. I'm sure Liza had a good reason for suggesting it. If we will all walk into a trap at the same time, we'll all be killed, right? If one of us stays behind, we have the opportunity to try and save the others from the outside, or at least escape on their own. No offense, but I think it's beyond any one of us to escape on our own. And anyone who stays behind can't help with the puzzles. Besides, I want to keep my eye on you. Yeah. I was just thinking out loud. Forget it. Come on now. Let's not keep Ray waiting. Yeah, let's keep an eye on Ray too. The musty scent of old books hit Ink immediately. Huh, I guess it's a study of some sort. Strange, don't you think? The way Sen has arranged these rooms? You're right. Seems almost like, patchwork. Yeah, like that. Pretty random. No ordinary hotel would have a banquet hall next to a study, or have a boiler room next to some weird cave. Well, we've already established that we aren't actually in a hotel. Still, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. There's no puzzle on the monitor, it's just a blank screen. Well, this wouldn't be the first time. There's probably a switch or a trigger hidden somewhere. Ah, yes, like the valve in the boiler room. I imagine it's well hidden. Do you think it might set up a trap like last time? Possibly. Just be on your guard. I guess I'll start over here, there. With that, Aoife broke off from the group and began to search among the rows of books. Wordlessly, the contestants split up. Ink began his search at the desk along the left side of the room. He wasn't sure what he was looking for, but figured that when he found it, he'd know. Ah! It wasn't long before Ink's search was interrupted. Aoife? You feeling okay, Aoife? Phew, yeah, I'm okay. I was holding back a sneeze. Guess I was making a bit of a silly face. Huh, don't scare me like that. Sorry, it's dusty in here, that's all. Yeah, isn't it great? Great? It's a musty scent of old books. For me, it's a nostalgic smell. Comfortable. Yeah, Ink loves his books. Of course, it smells like a library. Sure does. Brings me back, you know. They say that smell is the sense most closely associated with memory, so it's hardly surprising. You spend a lot of time in, libraries? Bookstores mostly. I read lots of fiction and like to actually own the books, so I can lend them out to people. You ever been to Bellbridge Books when you were younger? Tiny little bookstore downtown? I visit that place every other weekday when I was in middle school. Can't say I have, I'm pretty new to the city. Oh yeah, of course. If you only arrived in Bellbridge at the start of this academic year, then there's no way you have ever been there. Why? Did it go out of business? Worse, the place burned down. That was what, 3 years ago? Nobody ever found out how the fire started, but the prevailing theory was that one of the lamps shorted overnight. BBB had books floor to ceiling, so it wouldn't have taken much to completely incinerate it. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. No need to be sorry, nobody was hurt or anything, and I had sort of stopped going there in the years leading up to the accident. The owner actually ended up being one of my professors in first year. Now him you can be sorry for. I'm pretty sure he lost most of his hair along with the store. Aw, that's a real shame. So is this conversation going somewhere important, or are you just trying to avoid doing work? My bad. I got a bit carried away, I guess. Yeah, well, you're being real noisy, pal. Sorry, we'll get back to searching right away, won't we, Ink? Yeah, back to searching. Aoife and Ray continue rummaging around the many files, and after a brief bout of listlessness, so did Link. Ink searched high and low for something, anything, that seemed out of place. Minutes went by, but he couldn't even find a fraction of a hint. The other contestants didn't appear to be having any more luck than he was. Giving up already, Liza? It's useless. We don't even know what we're looking for. And so you think talking to your father is a better use of your time? Yes, frankly. Every single detail I provide will bring him one step closer to finding us. Can you tell us which parts of the room you've searched so that we don't end up looking in the same place twice? I didn't bother to search very thoroughly. Might as well just do that whole site over again. I think we all appreciate it if you put in some real effort, Liza. I'll put in the work when I've got a more meaningful job to do. We don't know for sure that Seth hid something in this room for us to find. You guys just decided that on your own. There's a good chance we're just wasting our time looking for something that doesn't exist. In which case, no, I won't be helping you. You want a more meaningful task? Then I'll give you one. How much room do you have in that bag of yours? Lots. Seth took most of my belongings. I think it would benefit us to carry around some paper and writing utensils. How would that help us? Don't you think some of the puzzles might be a bit easier if we could write down potential solutions? Would it? Certainly. I don't know about you, but I'm very much a visual thinker. Writing helps me work out problems. I'm with Beth. I think it would be a big help if we had pen and paper on hand. You can't spell think without ink, after all. Ink thought he may have heard someone behind him chuckle, but their voice soon sank into an awkward silence. No? Nobody? Anyway, you want me to carry around pen and paper for you, is what you're saying. Yes, that would be the most wonderful. That would be most wonderful. Sure, I can do that. At once, Liza started stuffing her bag with slips of paper and a handful of pens, while Beth supervised from behind her Gemini. Did Beth really need to make such a big deal out of that? She did it to make Liza feel valued. I actually think that was pretty sweet of her. And to keep her busy. Not that I disagree with what she said, mind you. Pen and paper will probably come in handy at some point. Meh, they can hold their arts and crafts session if they want. But it's not going to help us get this door open. I mean, it's better than brute forcing everything, right? I didn't find anything suspicious during my search. Me neither. Maybe there's another way to advance? I can't really think of anything. Could we try to open it by force? I've tried that already, remember? I'm pretty sure Sent has that base covered. Although, now that I think about it... Something the matter? I might be able to pick the lock. You can do that? Why didn't you say anything before? That's because I can't pick locks without any tools, but now... Yo, Liza, come here. What is it? I'm busy. You find any ballpoint pens over there? I think so. What do you mean I think so? Either you did, or you don't. Or you didn't. How do I tell if a pen is a ballpoint pen? Just give me a pen and I'll show you. Okay, here. Thanks. Liza, this is a pencil. Is it? To be fair, it looks like a mechanical pencil, but yeah, definitely a pencil. How was I supposed to know that? By looking at the fucking thing, maybe? See? You can see the graphite sticking out. Have you seriously never seen one of these before? Well, no, maybe? I don't know. Liza, just give him that stack of pens you have before he blows a gasket. Here, take them. I'm going to keep looking for stuff to put in my bag. Yeah, you do that. So why do you need a ballpoint pen? Some of them have a spring on the inside that can be bent into a makeshift lockpick. Here, this one ought to work. Oh, that's smart. Ray unscrewed the pen's two halves and fished out the clip that fed into the barrel. Attached was a metal spring. Yeah, this will do. This is perfect, actually. Real firm. Where did you learn to pick locks? It's self-taught. You can look up how to do pretty much anything online these days. For completely unjustifiable and non-criminal reasons, I hope. I wanted to unlock stuff. It'll take me a sec to fold this into the right shape. You guys have a look at the door. Make sure it isn't, you know, rigged or whatever. Okay. Ink scanned the door. Nothing stood out as unusual. But he tugged on the handle out of curiosity. What's the verdict? This door is, Go on, spit it out. This door is definitely locked. You're useless. You had me going there. Alright, get out of the way. Let me try picking this thing. What do you want? I'm going to watch you pick the lock. Watch you try at least. Is there something wrong with that? No, I just expected you to try to stop me or something. And rob you of the opportunity to humiliate yourself? Hey, cut it out. Did you grab enough supplies? I've packed pens, pencils, paper, notepads, envelopes. Beth says we've got more than we're likely to need. She's still over there fiddling around with her Gemini, but you can ask her yourself when she's done. It's alright, I trust you. So are you gonna get out of my way or what? Right, sorry. So if I hold it like this... I would not do that if I were you. That is not how the game is meant to be played. You are to solve the puzzle and progress normally. How are you supposed to solve the puzzle when the monitor doesn't have anything on it? There's no way to progress. You are an intelligent young man, Ink. I have no doubt that you'll be able to figure out what to do, given some time. Should anyone attempt to deviate from the path I have laid out, all contestants will be subject to consequences. I call BS. You're just trying to scare us out of bypassing your traps and stuff. Is that what you think, Mr. Nandon? You think that I've prepared all of these challenges and not have any contingencies? I think that it's impossible to prepare for every possible situation, and that you're lying through your teeth. The fact that you're trying to stop me means that you think I'll be able to pick it, which I can. The problem isn't that I think you can pick the lock, is that you think you can pick the lock. Go on then, see what happens when you try and defy me. Maybe we should just try taking our time with this. He's bluffing. There's nothing to worry about. Even if Sen is lying, isn't there a chance that something will go wrong? What if you accidentally mess up the lock mechanism? That's not going to happen either. You worry too much. Listen, I'm just gonna get started on it. If you got a problem with that, find another way to get this door open, and maybe I'll listen to what you have to say. Ink said nothing, as Ray knelt down next to the door and began poking away at the handle with his impromptu lockpick. I don't like this. If it works, we'll save ourselves a lot of trouble. And hey, from what I can tell, Ray seems to know what he's doing. It doesn't bother you at all that he knows how to pick locks? Don't you think that's a little unsavory? No, Ether. Not really. He said himself that he's the kind of guy who likes to know how things work. Who knows what random knowledge he's picked up over the years. I suppose that's one explanation. You don't seem entirely convinced. Do you not trust him? No, that's not it. It's just... Oh, forget it. Suit yourself. Hey, I think it's starting to... Ink found himself on the floor. The tremor, if that's what it could be called, had caught him off guard. He was unable to grab onto something before he stumbled and fell. When he was sure that the rumbling had stopped, he climbed back to his feet. In an eye blink, the room was a mess. What was that all about? Do you understand now? You are to solve the puzzle and progress normally. Fuck, I almost had it. Picking the lock is cheating, Ray. I abhor cheaters. So you make the ground shake a little bit. Terrifying. Do you think nothing has changed simply because you can't see the changes? If you see nothing, does nothing change? If you were trying to sound profound just now, I think you missed the mark. Did I now? Should I cater more to your sensibilities next time? Listen, are you going to tell us something useful, or are you just going to antagonize us? Very well then. I'll be as direct as I can with my message. If any contestant cheats, every contestant will suffer a loss. You go as far as killing us for not playing the game exactly the way you want? Don't be silly. I'll kill you for much less. It does leave a bad taste in my mouth, I will admit. Having to impose this limitation partway through exit corners is in rather bad taste. Since this is the first time the issue has arisen, allow me to explain how this is going to work. As I'm sure you remember, I have carefully placed explosive near the building's foundations. The way I have it set up, I will need to destroy 4 specific points in order to cause the hotel to collapse. Not a moment ago, I set up the first of 4. Every time I catch any contestant trying to cheat, I will detonate another. On the 3rd detonation, the hotel might collapse. On the 4th, it most assuredly will. What constitutes cheating? How are we supposed to know what we can and can't do? If I instruct a contestant to do something, they should do it. If I forbid a contestant from doing something, they should avoid doing it. That ought to ensure everything works out. How's that for emergent gameplay? But that's not fair at all. Hell, that's not even interesting. You might as well just ask us to commit suicide, since you can kill us if we disobey you. Aha, huh. I wouldn't dream of it, Ink. I'm sorry this new dynamic is not as compelling as you have liked. Making things up on the fly is not my forte. However, ensuring the game proceeds smoothly is my highest priority. In the interest of fairness, I will activate this room's puzzle for you. Though it is a different puzzle than what was originally scheduled, I ask that you still try your hardest to solve it. Oh, that fucking sucks. I was so close too. You aren't going to try again, are you? I want to, but... if he's just going to blow up another one of the foundations, then what's the point? At least the puzzle's online now. Is everyone ready? Ready as I'll ever be? Yes, I'm here. Beth, is something wrong? Let's worry about the puzzle for the time being. Well, okay. Is her son okay? I don't know. Let's solve this thing. No tiles of the same color may touch. Diagonals count as touching. Okay. You just have to separate them. Okay, this is pretty easy. There we go. This should be it. Yeah, door's unlocked. No reason to stick around longer than we need to. Come on. Ray led the way through the door. Eva and Eliza not far behind. Instead of following suit, Ink hung back, hoping to catch the final contestant alone. Is something the matter, Beth? You've been really out of it. I've made a mistake. A mistake? Nobody seemed to notice, but... Oh, how could I have made the same mistake twice? Come on now, what could you have possibly have done wrong? When the ground shook a few minutes ago, it startled me. I froze. Yeah, it startled me too. Felt right on my ass. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, but I was messaging Earl at the time, and Beth removed something from her pocket and held it in her outstretched hands. She cradled the debris with delicacy, as if that would somehow repair it. She broke her Gemini. Is that your Gemini? How did it get smashed like that? I dropped it. How else would this have happened? Wow, they're not very durable, are they? I never imagined them to be. Oh, how could I have been so careless? That really sucks, Beth. I'm sorry that happened. You've got nothing to be sorry for, Ink. I'm the one who dropped it, and now I'm the one who has to pay the price. Who knows what these things are for anyway? We might not even need them. I don't need them. I need it. You hardly need it, Beth. It's mostly just distracting you from the puzzles. What I need is my son, Ink. That was the only way I could talk to him. You can talk to him again when you're out of here. Hell, I'll help you pick out a new phone if you want. That's very sweet of you, Ink, but I'm afraid I won't be of any help. But write him a letter then. That's more your style, right? Oh my god, Ink, stop. That's not quite it, Ink. I can't get in touch with Earl through normal means. My son, you see, he's dead. What? Excuse me? That was a wild turn. Alright, so yeah, that threw me for a loop. Okay. Well, please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more episodes soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.